Greetings, everyone. This is Sophisticated Intuition with your spiritual insight messages for the year of 2020. This is a general reading and it may or may not resonate with you. If you are interested in a personal reading, my information is in the description box. I have already meditated and shuffled the cards. So I will be laying out four cards from the Black Moon Astrology for the overall energy for each quarter of this year. And then I will draw one tarot card for each month of this year with clarifiers. And then I will deliver your message for you. So let's go ahead and begin. Holy Spirit, archangels, angels, ascended masters, and ancestors, what messages do we have for the sign of Gemini for the year of 2020? First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. All right. Overall energy I have is the moon. All right. So that can be some Cancerian energy for you. The moon talks about cycles, changing. We go from the new moon until we get to the full moon. It talks about deep soul reflection. The moon kind of holds our secrets. It's where we go to cry at night, if you will. So just take note of that for your overall energy for the year of 2020. So what I have for the first quarter is I have the Pisces, I believe. This card represents the Hangman in the regular or traditional tarot deck. So the Pisces energy for me, I'm even getting drawn back into even that moon card, is that it's about deep reflection. It's about the Pisces for me is a mysterious, okay? So there's some mystery going on for you, Gemini. Let me not get lost. I've done several readings today, and some of them went a little longer. So I'm gonna try to keep this short. But definitely, Gemini, I am feeling some mystery that you need to figure out, so to speak, because it does kind of have that hangman energy with it. And I'm really picking up that there's some mystery surrounding something going on in your life in the first quarter, Gemini. So take note of that. You could very well be involved with Pisces as well. And then, not surprising to me, in one way or another, this has popped out for everyone. It's if it hasn't been this one, it's been the Jupiter benefits return. So Jupiter is affecting you this year as well. It is, again, if well, not again because you haven't heard it, but depending on who you're talking to, Jupiter is transitioning through either Sagittarius or Capricorn, which is making a major impact on all of the zodiac in one way or another, either our finances, our materials in general, our knowledge or the expansion of our minds. So depending on where your placements are and how that's going to affect you, it's going to vary for each zodiac, but it has shown up for you. This is one of my favorites of out of the two Jupiter cards. I think two or three Jupiter cards here, but the Jupiter card, this is about abundance. So it looks like it is going to be definitely, and this I'm every single time it comes out, like it's brand new for me. I'm getting a little bit of a glare on there. So, but there is this lightning strike that it just strikes right through the face, right? And it's just like, that's just the way I think about it when I see it. Like, blows your mind, like abundance. And so that's in your second quarter. In the third quarter, I have the Grand Trine blessings. I'm trying to keep that glare out of there if I can. I think that's my candle kind of reflecting off of. So we'll just take that as confirmation, Gemini. But your Grand Trine blessings. So that kind of gives us just some additional Jupiter energy. Like there's some blessings coming in your direction, Gemini. So get excited. That's the second and the third quarter for you. Grand Trine blessings right there. It's very or comparison to the Ten of Pentacles in the traditional tarot. Well, looky. In the fourth quarter here, we have the Void of Course Moon. The Void of Course Moon talks about a pause, like Don't get too concerned when you see this. When we open up the tarot, we'll get more information. But it just talks about a little bit of a pause, a little bit of a take back, a little bit of let's stop and rethink our actions and what we've been doing. Um, let's take a time out. That's what the Void of Course is about. Like everything just kind of halts. So you've got all this blessing and everything going on. So you may have towards the end or latter part of the year just kind of a halt at everything, and you're like, wait a minute, everything was going well, what happened? And it's not that anything turns for the worse. Again, let me open up with the tarot to see what information I'm giving there, but it just stops like a dead halt. Okay. All right. So what messages do we have for the sign of Gemini for the year of 2020? Thank you. Okay. Whoa. All right. So, okay, Gemini. All right. What signs or messages do we have for the sign of Gemini for the year of 2020? Thank you. Okay. Wow. Your cards want to talk, Geminis. Let's say, let's get this over with. Okay. Well, everybody want to come out. Everybody can't come out now. No time. Wow. No. Okay. Okay. And make sure nothing else flipped itself around there. You have the Emperor at the bottom of the deck. For me, the Emperor always talks about respect, talks about control, um, talks about the finer things in life. Okay, Gemini. It is an Aries energy, so that could be significant to you as well. You could have that somewhere placed in your chart, in your moon sign or in your rising. So that could be something significant to you, Gemini. But this is, you have some Emperor energy in your year of 2020. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and clarify. Okay. Hold on. That was a minute. Okay. Wow. Listen, Gemini. Screws are full force here for you, okay? Wow. There are a lot of repeats, too. Something flipped. There it is. Messages for the sign of Gemini for the year of 2020. Wow. Everybody gets turned upside down. Thought that flipped. Wow. Okay, so Gemini, you may have some Taurus that you're connected to, because I did Taurus reading not too long ago, and they have the same exact placement. I think it was Taurus at the end of the year. So, no, it might be in one of the other signs. I don't know. Watch them all. Um, I think it was Taurus. I have to go back and watch it. Maybe I'll add a comment to this one as to which sign that was, because I do feel like that might have something to do, that connection may have something to do with the outcome there. But your overall here on the clarifiers is the star, so that does talk about some healing, some clarity, some wish fulfillment. And you do have wish fulfillment here in your year, so that's very exciting to know that you do have. Just know that there is something destined for you this year, and something very good. Something I'm being drawn here to the water, and the water talks about emotions, something that is very emotionally fulfilling for you, Gemini. So that's really exciting, and that does represent Aquarius. So if that's that could be significant to you, please don't get caught up on the signs or genders that I speak to, because it's all energy, and it can represent just that energy, like the Aquarian energy. Okay. All right. So let's talk about it. So what we have here at the beginning of your year is some ending to some toxic behavior, or some toxic relationship, or um, something is is done. Okay. Um, the the devil energy is talks about toxicity. It talks about bondage. It can talk about passion, but here I have the death card to clarify it, and that talks about transformation, talks about an ending. You know, we end so that there can be a brand new beginning. So you are no longer going to allow that energy into your space, Gemini. So just know that. Um, and it just further clarifies it, like for the beginning of the year, January through March, it looks like pretty much you are just moving away and cutting out those things that do not serve you. Like, I try not to use that phrase too often, but like it is just very clear here. Like, it is what the message is for you, Gemini, is that you are leaving behind. You have received some clarity, and you are leaving behind what no longer serves you, and you are going after the things, people, places, whatever, that are going to give you the fulfillment and the clarity that you need. So you are definitely cutting something out of your life this year. Very significant change. Here we have the Queen of Swords. This is all your energy, by the way. These swords is air energy, so that's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So you have the Queen of Swords with the Six of Swords. You're gone. Okay. If you haven't already left, then you will be packing up your things and you will be leaving from whatever situation is no longer serving you. You will not tolerate any BS for the remainder of this year. Anything that brought you down or held you back is you are pushing forward and out of it. Like, it's a done deal. This is just a fact. That's like a repetitive message from January to February to March. Okay. Walk away from it. Don't stay there. That's for sure. Then we get into April, where we have the Nine of Cups and the King of Pentacles. So this is wish fulfillment and stability. Okay. That's what I'm hearing here, is that you walk away from something that's not serving you, for something that's making you unhappy, whether it's just an apartment complex where all the neighbors are loud and you just, you know what, I can't stay here anymore. And then you get the house. The King of Pentacles is about a physical manifestation of material. So something in your hand, okay? The keys in your hand to the new house, the keys in your hand to the new car, the keys, you could be sick and tired of this car that breaks down every several weeks or whatever the case might be. And so you're just going to leave it on the freeway where it broke down, walk away from it, and go to the dealership and with all your faith and hope and get yourself a brand new ride. Okay, so that's what I have here for you in the month of April. Again, getting into May, like, it's like you cut something out of your life, a behavior, an old way of thinking, an old way of living, some pattern, and then it tries to resurface, and you're like, I'm not dealing with it, because we have the Ace of Swords with the Five of Wands here. Five of Wands talks about competition, conflict, disagreements, pushing and pulling, and no one, seeing things in the same way. But then the Ace of Swords here is the sword of truth. It's the sword of clarity. It's the sword of facts. Like, so you're just not dealing with anything that is going to be in disagreement with you, pretty much, Gemini. All right, then here we go. The World with the King of Pentacles again. So as these situations come up, they come up pretty much to test you, to try you, to see if you really did cut out what you said you weren't going to do anymore. And then, boom, a new cycle begins in stability. Okay. Again, the King of Pentacles is that physical manifestation of a material. So, whatever you've been setting your intentions toward is going to manifest for you in the month of June. It begins there back in April, right? Your wish fulfillment. Then here comes a mess in May, but you're like, nah, I'm good. I'm a new me. 2020. That's you, Gemini. Makes sense. All right, then we get into July. Here's the Hierophant with the Three of Wands. So the Hierophant, he talks about a higher level of commitment. He's the spiritual guru, if you will. He's your pastor, your priest, whoever you go to see. He's your religious organization, okay? Yeah, the Three of Wands. These are your ships coming in. This is patience. This is waiting. This is a knowing that what you have been waiting for is on its way. So this could be speaking to a love relationship in terms of a higher level of commitment that you've been waiting for. So for some of you Geminis, that is something that is going to be occurring for you in the year of 2020. For others of you, this is just a destined path that you know that you need to take in order to I don't want to say to get where you're going. That is it over or is it done? That's what Spirit just said. So it's like you have this inner knowing, or even like through prayers, you know, like things that you have been praying for and waiting for are going to manifest for you in the month of July. So then we're looking at the month of August, where we have the Queen of Wands. She is fire energy. She is Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. She could be just coming out here for as a timing. The Leo is, transitions through the zodiac in the month of August. So she definitely could be timing, or she could be a person that is significant to you, or just an energy. Gemini, but there is something going on in the month of August in terms of some equal give and take, some reciprocity, some humility. We have the Six of Pentacles here, so when I see that, it always makes me think of humbling yourself. And then I have the Queen of Wands here, which the Queen of Wands, she is that fiery energy. She knows who she is. She's usually pretty attractive. Again, don't get too caught up in the genders. It could be a he, but this individual probably needs to remember that this is who they used to be, or that they could be this person any moment, that they could be these beggars, you know. So that's a message for you to know, Gemini. I don't know if that's your energy. I don't want this to go too long, so I'm not going to pull any additional clarifier. So I'm not sure if that's your energy or someone around you or someone that you're connected to, but someone thinks of themselves in very high regard, and they need to remember where they came from. So that's a message for you in the month of August. In the month of September, we're looking at everything that we've invested. This is the Seven of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. We're looking at everything that's been invested and making an offer, or an offer has been extended to you, and then you're having to, look it over and before accepting it. It's what you want. It's small, um, because you see, he's looking at these pentacles here, and he's not really mindful of the one that's just below him in between his legs there. That's that page of pentacle right there. That's that pinnacle that he's not looking at. So there's an offer that he's not really paying a lot of attention to because he's looking at everything else that he's been investing in, that is going to be coming. So, and then it's almost like he realizes that it's there. Like I'm almost seeing these two as the same individual, right? This is the page, all the seeds that he's planted, and then the harvest, right? Okay. All right. So, then in the month of November, it looks like, again, there was another sign that had this, and I want to say these are kind of very similar to, towards the end of the year, where you have a decision to make and you don't know which way to choose. You don't know which one to choose. This is the Seven of Cups with the Two of Swords. Two of Swords talks about not having a decision to make and not knowing which path. The Seven of Cups is about having several options, but knowing which one. So with the two, did I say the Two of Cups? I'm sorry, Two of Swords. With the Two of Swords on the Seven of Cups is the clarifier. What it's telling me is that you have a decision to make, but you don't know which path that you want to choose. So that's in the month of November. So be mindful of that. Moving on to November. Wait, that's it. Excuse me. That's in the month of October. In the month of November, here comes the sun. Okay, so that's Leo energy. It's the happiest card in the deck. It's here with the Four of Pentacles. So there is some success, some clarity, some stability, some healing, perhaps even in your finances. So I just got drawn to the law of attraction, and I'll be talking about that. I'm launching my YouTube channel to share with the collective my experience of my spiritual awakening and awareness journey, and the law of attraction, the universal laws, and as a whole, really had a major impact on that. So I'll be discussing more of that if you're interested. If it's not something that you have a lot of information about and you are seeking, I'll be talking about that or discussing that on my YouTube videos throughout the year, really. But what I'm seeing here is that you kind of gotta, so the Four of Pentacles can talk about holding on too tight. It can talk about stability. It really speaks to a couple of things. But what I am pulling off of this is for the month of November for you, Gemini, is that in order for you to attract that happiness, that positive, that higher vibration, you have to release. So you need to let go in order to get, like, there's a level of control here that I'm picking up. And then you will, because the sun is here, and the sun it's almost a validation of success, of happiness, of complete fulfillment. So that's really looking good for you in the month of November, and it could be involving a Leo. All right, and then in December, this is the one that I was looking at that reminded me of, I do want to say, actually, I believe this might have been the Pisces reading that was similar, where you have the Nine of Swords and this Four of Cups. So you have some type of opportunity that is missed, or that you're worried about. The Nine of Swords is talking about anxiety. It's talking about tossing and turning. It's talking about not getting a good night's rest because there's a lot on your mind. And then you have the Four of Cups. So you are doing a lot of thinking, perhaps a lot of overthinking. This could be revolving around love, because we have the Four of Cups here. So that talks about emotions. But there is something going on that is going to trouble you potentially in the month of December or towards the latter part of the year. You know, do some meditation. Don't allow, your thoughts become things. Okay. So don't overthink anything, really. Just start putting those positive, intentions out into the air. This is like a positive intention right here. This cup is a positive intention. God wants to give you that cup, but you're too focused down here on these three, tossing and turning over these three um, cups. So try to be mindful of that towards the end or latter part of the year. All right. So that's your message for the year of 2020, Gemini. Let's see what other additional messages I have for you here. Whoa. So you got 3. Okay. Look, go with the flow. Probably can't see that. My lighting's starting to go dim. I don't want to get up and turn on the light just yet because it will interrupt the video. So, but you got to go with the flow. Kick back and let the universe take the lead. You may have to paddle your way to stay on course, but things are going well right now. Okay. Then you also have love, joy, and relax. So cherish those around you who give you that feeling of love and contentment you deserve. If not, it may be time to move on. So that's for that very beginning of the year. Definitely where you are not dealing with anything that is not serving you. It's just plain as day, Gemini. Then you have joy. Be joyful. Allow the universe to give you the happiness you deserve. So you have a lot of the universe getting involved in what's going on in your life this year. So that's very exciting for you, Gemini. I almost feel like I wish I had some Gemini in my chart. I'm going to have to do my reading though and see if I got the universe in my involved in my year. Take a break from your busy day, relax, have a lazy day, recharge your batteries. So that is your messages for the year of 2020. Take some time out for yourself as you journey through this year, setting your intentions and your manifestations this year, Gemini. Remember not to worry too much about the things that are outside of your control. Love and light.